welcome back to the show. I'm so excited that we are here together, live streaming out with our live audience here in the Zoom room. And we are diving into the next part in our visibility series. So those of you that are following along with everything that we're doing in this particular series, what we're diving into is such an important topic in this particular year. It may be forever and ever, but it is absolutely crucially important. What we are diving into right now is visibility. Visibility, being seen and known by the people that you are here to serve. And I truly believe, and the reason we're dedicating so much time to this particular topic over these next weeks and maybe even months, is because I believe visibility right now is going to be the determining factor in what happens for you for the rest of your year and beyond. So I want us to take that in for a minute. Visibility may be the most important factor. I'm going to propose that it is right now, this year, the most important factor to determine what is going to happen for your impact in the world, your legacy, your ability to serve and transform others, and your revenue, your income. So let's all like buckle up, right? And get excited. Maybe even, I think saddle up is more fun. Like we're going to like jump on and saddle up and be ready to take on a visibility up level, a visibility upgrade, a 10x jump into you being seen and known and loved and the trusted advisor for the people you're here to serve in a way that surpasses anything that you have done previously. That's what I'm calling forth from us for today's episode. And that's what I'm excited to be working with you on. A couple things that are going to support you in this. Okay. What we've already done in the series is we've talked about your VQ, your visibility intelligence, your visibility quotient. How visible are you right now already being to the people that you've been put on this planet to serve and transform and inspire and support and all the things? That is where we started this journey. And we talked about, you're also going to want to know your visibility vision. Where do you want to be? Today, what we're going to start diving into, and I'm going to go deep on this next week at the Viral Visibility Masterclass that I hope you are all signed up for. And if you're not, make sure that you are registered for that. We'll share the link on social. We'll share the link here in the studio Zoom room, because you want to make sure you are addressing what we're going to get into today, visibility resistance. Visibility resistance, VR. We've got VQ. How visible are you? Your current visibility and intelligence. Your VV, your visibility vision. Where do you want to be? What is going to get you seen and known from your ideal person, as whether you're an author, a coach, an expert, a chiropractor, a doctor, a lawyer, right? And your visibility resistance is what's between where you are now and that visibility vision. That's what's in between. The VQ that you have now and the VV, the vision you have, what's in the middle is your visibility resistance. You may think it's about social media algorithms. You may think it's about the economy. You may think it's about craziness if you're in the United States with political stuff. You may think it's about all kinds of things, but I am here to tell you that it is about your VR. It is always an inside job. Whatever we're working on, whatever the next level is, many of you are experts in this, right? It is an inside job. So that's what we're going to be diving in now. Again, make sure you are registered for the Visibility Masterclass. It's a 3-part masterclass next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It is free. And I want to make sure that you have that. And also, drum roll, I promised by today we would have the workbook that is going to go with this series and also with the masterclass. And we have that for you, the Viral Visibility Roadmap. So if you want that, it is here in the chat. We will post it on social. If you're on social, you need to just message us the word visible, put it in the comments, or DM me the word visible. And so we can get you that roadmap and your free ticket to the Viral Visibility Masterclass. These are all resources that we are making available to you at no cost, because there is a high price that you are paying for your visibility resistance. The gap between who knows about you now and who needs to know about you in order to have their transformation, that gap is costing you fulfillment, income, joy, contribution, your legacy, and it is costing the people you're here to serve their miracle. And it's costing the world the ripple effects of everybody rising together. All right. So I just want to, can we say yes to that? Give me some hearts or some love or some amens or whatever is true for you. If this is resonating for you, if you're knowing that there are way too many people that need what you do that don't know about you yet, this is the work. This is the work that we're doing. So make sure you are in that masterclass next week, and it is recorded. If you can't come at that exact time, we will send you the replay as a gift. All of it's free because you are paying too high a price. The people you're here to serve are paying too high a price, and the world is therefore paying too high a price for you to be holding back, for you to be playing small, for you to be, and when I say you, I am also talking to myself. Okay. So do not think I'm just sitting here yapping at you. This is to me and to all of us. There's no way that you have even scratched the surface of the people that could benefit from your mission and message. There's no way you have, because none of us, I don't believe, are being at our maximum viral visibility capacity. I just don't think we are. Okay. So we're going to be working on this together in the master classes. We're going to work on it today. We're going to work on it in October at the Chicago Thought Leader Rising event. If you are not already registered for that, you want to come do this in person and do, a year of work in 3 days, and a year of breakthroughs, then make sure you're registered for that one too. Okay. So today, let's rub our hands together. This balances the right and left hemisphere of the brain. All right. And we are getting into visibility resistance. Now, we're going to actually do an experiential process next week. The incredible Carol Look, who is a founding EFT master. She is going to be facilitating an actual experience for us to release on a subconscious level, visibility resistance. So that's another reason to make sure you are in the class next week. For today, I want us to get clear on I want you to understand better how your visibility resistance shows up. Notice I didn't say if you have any, because I have yet to meet the person that has none. Okay. And if you're the exception, I want to talk to you. I'm going to bring you on the show next time and we're going to find out how you've done it. Okay. Because I work on this on a regular basis. Every time I set a new visibility goal, I put myself out there in a bigger way. I pitch a bigger stage. I go on a bigger stage. I launch a new product. I network with new people. Every time I do that, typically some stuff comes up. What's the stuff coming up? Visibility resistance. It is all the stuff. So let's do some everybody up for a little self-inquiry. That's what we're up to today. We can't change something that we don't acknowledge. We can't change something we can't see or we won't see. So the really important work that we're doing together today is to start to not to judge it, not to make ourselves wrong, not to make it wrong, not to feel defeated, not to feel we're in the gap, not the gain. We just want to know what's up that's been getting in the way of our greater contribution and visibility in the world, right? Would you like to know that? Would you like to have a little more insight? Okay. So in the workbook, in the Viral Visibility Roadmap, I take you through a number of prompts to get clear on your VR, your visibility resistance. I just want to do some self-inquiry today because we want to get clear so we can change it. So we can shift it next week in a really big way. So here's the way to start finding out what your VR, what your visibility resistance is. Think about something that you've heard of. Maybe you've done it in the past. Maybe you've seen other people doing something in the realm of visibility. That could be speaking, creating content, hosting events, blogging, writing a book, creating videos, doing joint ventures, being on a summit, like anywhere people could see you, your written word, your spoken word, your beautiful face, sharing something. I want you to think about something you've seen others do or heard of, or maybe you even did it in the past that you think would make you more visible to the people you're here to serve. Okay, so let's just take a minute and grab something to write with. I'll do this with you and just identify something that you imagine is like, yeah, if I did this, more people would know what I do and how I could help them. All right, let's just take a minute. And those of you that are right here live in the studio audience, put that in the chat when you think of something. What would be something you could do that would result in more people knowing about you and what you could do to help them? We call this a VPA, a visibility producing action. I feel like it's a Sesame Street episode right now. The letter for today is V. All right. So, all right, your VPA, your visibility producing action. What would that be? Something that you've heard of or imagined. Don't worry about if you can, if you know how, if you have the money for it. Just what's something you could see yourself doing that would let more people know about what you do. And then if you're on Zoom in the studio audience, put that in the chat so we can see what some of these actions are. If you don't know, really make sure you come next week so we can get that sorted out for you. Okay. All right, Amy, you could be more visible on social media. Maybe even hire a social media manager. Yeah. It's like, hey, if we haven't been on social media and you have a feeling people that need what you do are on social media, absolutely. And Amy, I would just ask to anyone that does this, pick a particular platform, go one level deeper. We'll do this a lot next week in the masterclass, but like where do you get a gut feeling? Are more people on Instagram? Or are they on LinkedIn? Or are they on Facebook? Or are they on TikTok? Are they on Twitter? Are they on, see if any of you who said social media, is there even a particular platform that you feel where a lot of your people probably spend time? Okay. So everyone just think of something. Think of something that would make you more visible. LinkedIn and Instagram. Joyce, you're feeling Instagram. Okay. It doesn't have to be social media. Maybe your people read blogs. Maybe they watch videos on YouTube. Maybe they are at conferences. Maybe they belong to networking groups that meet in person in your community. Lisa Michelle using social media and starting a YouTube channel, maybe TikTok. Okay. So this is great. So you're starting to generate some ideas. Now, I want you just really quickly, without being evolved or high vibration or spiritual in any way, I want you to write the 3 reasons you have not done that yet or done it more. So if like Lisa, just to take her example, Lisa Michelle's like, oh, I could start a YouTube channel. And the reason I haven't is, and I want everyone, just let's write down what are 3 reasons why you have not done that or done it to a greater degree. Yeah. So some of you are saying time. Yeah, like the time to go to it. Joy's feeling a lack of experience. So it's like, I call that I don't know what I'm doing, resistance, right? Concern, there's already saturation. Yeah. Feeling like, oh, I need to spend money and hire a team to help me. Maybe someone that understands the technical side of those things. Skills. Yeah. So Darlene in our audience is saying self-sabotage, right? Because if we're more visible, like, yes, we have fears that maybe nothing could happen. We have fears of failure. Sometimes we're scared of fear of success. And we have fears people will see us. And then what could happen? Yeah. So it's like maybe people would judge us. Maybe people would reject us. Maybe people would criticize. Maybe people would say something mean. Do you know how many incredible leaders hold back their light because they're afraid of some person who won't even use their real face or real name on social media saying something mean? It's one of the great tragedies of this moment in history, honestly, that we have allowed ourselves to be self-censored and suppressed because of what, our common culture would call trolls, right? And so I am a stand for every one of us breaking through that fear because it's not okay to end our lives saying, well, at least the trolls didn't get mad at me, instead of I freaking came here and did what I came here to do. And I played all out and I left it on the field and I shined my light and I helped people. Yeah, some of you are like, oh, I don't have a big enough community. I'm afraid of not getting traction. Yeah, it feels like a waste of time. I'm going to put all this energy and no one's going to see it anyway. Right? So this is great. This is all visibility resistance. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. This is it. This is the reasons we haven't already done it yet. Right? Now, something to think about so your homework is going to be between now and Monday when we start the viral visibility masterclass. Your homework is going to be to really watch all the things, all of these things that are the reasons that you have held back from being more visible. You're going to become friends with your visibility resistance. You're going to let it take you on a journey. It's like, get curious about it. Yeah, tell me why. Tell me why. Now we're going to go deep next week and we're going to get underneath and get the root of these things and we're going to clear it out on an energetic and a subconscious level. But right away, even between now and then, we can have a breakthrough. Some of you are having one right now. You're sharing in the audience like, holy cow, I'm thinking about my very next step, right? Because what I'm going to do is be a little bit of a bossy coach, if that's okay for a minute here. And I'm going to say, that everything you have written down already or that's come through your mind if you're driving and listening, or that's going to come up when you do this inquiry is an excuse. It's an excuse because we can overcome any of those things. We can figure out a plan for time. We can figure out a plan to generate revenue for, anything we want help for. We can figure out how to emotionally deal with the fear of rejection or silence or no traction. We can build an audience. Have like all of those things are solvable. All those things are solvable. We do it all day long, right? But we don't do it because we believe, right? We believe that these excuses are real, that they're important. And then we justify not taking action. Well, no one would see it anyway. So I'll just go watch Netflix. Oh, well, I don't have time. So, I'll do busy work instead of if visibility, if you agree with me and you get to decide in this series if you do, but if you agree with me, that is the single most deciding factor of what's going to happen over the next 6 to 12 to maybe even years of your life in terms of your impact, your legacy, and your income, then what are we going to do about that? Are we going to listen to our excuses or are we going to break through? Right. So I'm calling you forth to have a breakthrough with me, with our community and to get this aligned and get the engines firing under your VPAs, your visibility producing actions. So I want to, and I highlight this in the roadmap. If you jumped on after we started today, make sure that you get the viral visibility roadmap and you get your free ticket to the masterclass next week so we can go through that work together. All right. So, what's the payoff? There is always a payoff. There's a payoff to listening to these excuses and justifying not taking visibility producing actions. Okay. Now, we don't want to just do this like without a strategy. That's why I'm going to help you with a strategy. Those of you in Thought Leader Academy, we're doing this all quarter long and beyond, right? You do want a strategy. You just be like, I'm going to start YouTube if you haven't learned how to really get views on YouTube. Like, but there are free books and people on videos on YouTube that you can watch on how to do that with no money. And, just like we can learn any of that. So here's what I want to ask you. What's the payoff for you? Our only objective right now, between now and Monday, is for you to understand your visibility intelligence, your visibility vision, and your visibility resistance so that we can transform them and up-level them next week. What's the payoff for you letting those excuses decide that you will not be more visible? So let's all take a minute and explore that. If you want to close your eyes, if you want to journal, what's the payoff for you of not being more visible and taking those VPAs? And if you have several payoffs, then pick the one that's the most compelling. The one where you go, yeah, you're right. I'm going to go watch Netflix. It's not worth it. And please feel free to share it in the comments or the chat if you want to release it right now, even before we get into the masterclass next week. If you want to keep it private, of course, honor yourself. Okay, I'm going to list off some of the ones that I hear our clients share with me and that I've said myself, like I've listed myself because I do this work all the time. What's the payoff? Well, one payoff is I don't have to put a lot of time and energy into learning new skills, trying something I don't feel good at, putting myself, like to start, something new on social media, for example, and then really have the uncomfortable experience of like not feeling like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's like an upskill kind of resistance. Another payoff is if I don't become more visible, I don't risk anyone being mean to me and saying something mean, in a comment on social, right? Number three, if I don't become more visible, I don't have to put something out in the world that doesn't go anywhere, that no one responds to, and feel like I'm the tree falling silent in the forest. We call it tree falling silent syndrome in Thought Leader Academy, right? I don't have to have that icky experience that then brings up all this junk that I make it about my worth and I make it about my value and I make it about the value of what I do. All that stuff that gets glommed on that's not even true. I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with the possibility of rejection because what if part of my visibility is reaching out to people to do a podcast swap or speak at their event or, be a keynote speaker? I don't have to deal with the possibility of rejection because I'm not reaching out to be more visible. If you're not sure the payoff, I'm going to give you a shockingly revealing practice. Okay. So years ago, someone said to me, if you want to know why you're not doing something, do it. Like, feel like, I don't know why I don't go on social media or pitch my speaking more. I know I'm great at what I do. I'm a dynamic speaker. Maybe you've got that conversation going on. So you make a commitment this week to reach out to 5 people for speaking engagements. And I promise you, you will immediately find out why you haven't been doing it. Because any of your VR, any of your resistance, your fear of rejection, or your fear of success, or your fear of failure, or your fear of investing money, or your fear of like you're not having enough time, or your fear of overwhelm, or whatever it might be, will come up. It's the same on the flip. If you want to find out, why am I doing this? Why am I, you know, like drinking that extra glass of whatever, or why am I eating this food that I don't even like that's making me feel sick, or why am I stop? And within 48 hours, you will know exactly why you've been eating that thing, drinking that thing, doing that thing. You will know instantly. Why am I not working out? So you go make yourself work out every day for a week and you will know. You will know. So if you're not sure, that's going to be your homework. Okay. It's like, oh, I don't know why I'm not pitching more podcasts. So commit to pitching a podcast a day this week. And I'm telling you this viscerally, having just experienced. So I have been speaking like once or twice a month, whether that's on a podcast, someone's conference, in person, virtual, all the kinds of ways of that type of speaking visibility. And in the first half of the year, every single speaking engagement I did was inbound. It meant that people reached out to me because I had already developed a relationship or they'd seen me speak at something else or I'd been on their show before and they invited me back, whatever it was. There's no stretch in that. That was not uncomfortable for me. People call me up, invite me to do something. I love them and what they stand for. Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you for thinking of me. Then I felt a really clear calling to step up my visibility to 10x visibility. And I realized that would include speaking every week somewhere, every week. Well, guess what? I wasn't having inbound invitations for speaking every single week. I was getting inbound to speak once or twice a month. So that meant I got to start reaching out to more people and thinking about more people. And guess what came up? VR, visibility resistance came up. I didn't want to do it. Suddenly, I wanted to clean the refrigerator. I wanted to call people. I wanted to let me take care of this thing that I've actually paid someone on my team already to do, but I'll just go ahead and do it. I wanted to work on my book because I used to have major writing resistance, but right now that feels easier than the speaking pitching. I had all kinds of shenanigans going on that were kind of like blocking my energy and distracting me. So I'm just being really real with you. If you want to know why you're not doing it, commit to doing it every day for a week and you will know. You will know immediately. So I'm not asking you for this episode to do something for a week unless you're not sure why you either are or aren't doing something. Then I say go for it. It'll probably just take one outreach to bring up all your crap. I mean, like it doesn't take a lot for my gremlins. I don't know about you. Tell me if I'm alone. Okay. Put a G for gremlin in the chat or the comments. If you know, it probably wouldn't even take one a day. It would just take one commitment to either start the YouTube channel or reach out to one potential speaking engagement or one podcast or yeah, right? Those gremlins will be on you like they'll be jumping right in there, ready to pounce. Because how dare you shine your light? How dare you become more visible? How dare you think that, someone wants to hear from you, right? That's what the gremlin's job, keep you down, keep you safe. All right. But it doesn't actually keep us safe. It keeps us bummed out and under earning and repeating old crappy messages from childhood or ancestral path. It's not good for anybody. And I love Marianne Williamson. Your being broke serves no one. Your being hidden and hiding your light serves no one. You think it makes you feel safe. It's certainly comfortable in the short term. Oh my God, is it comfortable? Kick those feet up, turn on something good to watch, scroll, watch other people be invisible. Just go consume, not create. But that's not the game you came here to play. There's no way you'd be watching this show right now if that is the game you came here to play, to sit there and be a consumer instead of a creator. You came here to change the world. You came here to change the world. So the question is now, what are we going to do about it? And your homework for this week is to get clear on your visibility resistance. How does it show up for you? What are the particular fear-based messages and limiting beliefs that are associated with it? And then make sure that you've got the roadmap and you're signed up for the masterclass next week so that we can do the transformational experiential part together. We're going to have 3 days together to turn this around and set you on a chart for viral visibility to your ideal person. Does not mean dancing on TikTok for 8 million people that would never, ever be your ideal client. It means really getting aligned with who you're here to serve, finding out where they are and showing up for them so that they get their miracle. All right. This is really exciting stuff. I hope that you're excited. Put an E if you are, if you are, if you are excited to uplevel your visibility, if you're excited to have a breakthrough, if you're excited to do this differently, if you're excited to have a shift where you freaking love visibility. My goal by the end of next week is that as a community, we are just like, I love being visible. I love taking visibility producing actions. I love my visibility vision. I have a high visibility intelligence that is increasing every single day, every single day, every single day. That's what we're going to be reprogramming next week. We're going to use neuroscience. We're going to use quantum energy. We're going to use straight up legit business strategy. I'm going to teach stuff I've never taught before. So I want you on this ride because this is the determining factor of the impact and the income you're going to make in the next 6 months between the end of the year and beyond. All right. So we're going to do it together. Let's do a V. Let's give each other a V for V power. Okay. Visibility time. So make sure, team, if you could share the links again, make sure you're registered for the masterclass. If you can't come live, we'll send you the replays. It's free. Make sure you get the viral visibility roadmap because that's going to help you with your VR this week. And those of you that are super achievers and are going to want to like get ahead and start like doing stuff and being ahead of the game, you'll have 11 pages of stuff. It is a very robust workbook and experience, and all those links are there. And then team, if we could just make sure, go post them on all the social channels as well so we get everybody what they need. All right, this is my summer gift to you because this visibility thing is a thing that has kept, whenever I've hit a plateau or I've gotten stuck or I haven't been able to get to that next milestone, it's been because of this. And I just have never been more clear about it. It's like screaming, at us. So I'm really excited to do this together. I'm really excited for us. Remember, awareness is actually a breakthrough. You being aware more clearly of your visibility resistance is actually going to create a breakthrough for you this week before we even do the masterclass. So let's end with this. What would be possible if you let go of your visibility resistance this week? Just imagine. Just imagine. Let's future pace. This is a neuroscience technique. Let's future pace. What if you just felt the resistance and did it anyway? Like, what would be different for you this week? Give me one thing you do between now and Monday, this time next week, noon Eastern. What would happen for you if you just dialed down that visibility resistance a little bit? Like, what would download for you? What's something you would do this week? I want to hear it. All right. So just message in the chat or the comments on social. What would happen this week if you said, "Oh, I've been letting this visibility resistance block me, and this is what would be different for me this week." All right. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to just feel into that, breathe into it, envision it. And if you want to share it, I would love to see what do you imagine would open up for you if you committed to visibility in a bigger way? That's what we're going to make happen in the next 7 to 10 days. All right. All right. That's the work we're doing. Grab your resources, grab it. Yeah. Joyce is saying it would move me past my fear, even if just a little bit. Exactly. Just a tiny bit. That's all we're going for. Believe me, next week is going to be the big movement. All right. That's the big shift because we're going to be together every day for 3 days. Okay. Yeah. And relief. It actually takes a tremendous amount of energy to stifle our light. Does anyone agree with that? It takes a tremendous amount of energy to keep playing small. We think it doesn't. We think it's easier. We think it's like, oh, woo, I'm off the hook. But we pay a price in ourselves. It can create anxiety, create depression, create insecurity, create paranoia, create physical health problems to not do what we came here to do, to stifle and suppress our mission and our light and our natural gifts and talents to the world. Yes, yes. Could calm anxiety and give you a confidence boost. All right. So let's do it together. V power. Let's give each other V power. All right. Next week at this time, game on. All right. Viral Visibility Masterclass. Make sure you're registered and I will see you all there. Have a great, great, great week.